Good morning. Trying to get the light right. Good morning, you guys. Happy Friday. Why? Oh, I know why. My camera's slip sliding because I forgot to put the pad under there. How are you guys doing? Excuse me. Okay, there we go. And let's pull this up and this down. Okay. Production team. Moi. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. How are you guys doing? How are you doing? Thank you. Good morning, Shauna. Good morning, Miss Biz. How you doing? How are y'all doing? Good morning. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning from Dallas. Good morning, Tangle Silver. You are up early. Oh my gosh, you're up early on Colorado time. Good morning. How are you guys doing? So, first and foremost, a huge thank you to those of you who tuned in last Friday. As you know, it was the first live Coffee with Angel, the podcast. We had a fantastic time over at Three Keys Coffee in the roastery. I told y'all I was in coffee heaven. If you haven't seen our interview with Kenzel, as you know, with all the Coffee with Angels, they're uploaded on YouTube immediately after. So thank you guys so much. It was so much fun. I appreciate the energy. I appreciate the great questions that you guys had. And I can't wait to do another one. We're going to have a great time. So you guys know I did that because it was your recommendation when I said, what else would you like to see? You said, oh, we'd love to see you interview some entrepreneurs. So there you have it. More women entrepreneurs, amazing people on deck. Many of them are actually tuned in right now. So thank you guys so much. Last 2 weeks ago, we talked about this whole concept of, acting your age and what does that even mean? And so, a lot has happened since then, but that topic has still stayed with me. So I'd really like for us to dig a little bit deeper with that. And so if you're new, welcome. My name is Angel Cornelius. I am the founder of Maison 276, where we're building the leading beauty brand for middle-aged women who want to embrace the naturally occurring changes that take place in their bodies and with their hair, but who also want to celebrate the beauty and vibrancy of their lives. Our hero product is the three-step system for silver gray and blonde hair that I initially created to take care of all of this white hair. But it is an excellent, healthy alternative to the purple shampoos. All of the products are white, so they won't turn your hair blue and purple. And they're available nationwide at Walmart. We come together every Friday morning at 10 o'clock Eastern live to talk about all things that are important to the woman who is unapologetically growing bolder. Sometimes we talk about fashion, beauty, lifestyle, wellness. And today's topic covers all of that because I really want us to talk about, and again, on this community, I don't come with the answers. This is the platform, and we discuss and share information with each other. Good morning, Sister Girl Chronicles. But I want to know, are you living the life you want, or are you just checking boxes? At our age, I'm 65. We may feel like we're doing what we want, but we've been checking the boxes for so long. It's almost like breathing. We just do it. So I want your thoughts. If you are living the life that you want, what was that pivot for you? What was that moment in time when you stopped checking boxes and started living with intention and with purpose? So that's our topic for today. There are amazing women on this stream right now, and I know you have wisdom to share. And so this is not about me, this is about you. So I want to hear. So while I'm typing in today's topic and putting it on the screen, I want you to be sharing your thoughts on one, if you are living that life, or do you feel like you're checking the boxes? And if so, if you're not, give us some deets, give us some wisdom. Ooh. Good morning, Angela Claiborne. How are you? Okay, good morning, Nidella. How are you? I don't know if you're in New York or in the DMV, but good morning and thank you for joining us. If you're just hopping on, welcome. This morning's topic, are you living the life you want, or are you just checking the boxes? Because we're continuing to pull back this myth of it, you're too old and it's too late. That's just a lie from the depths of Hades. So I want to know, come on, ladies. I know there's some wisdom out there because sometimes we don't know that we're just checking boxes because we've been doing it all along. And I'll share, you know, why this topic has been so pressing with me. I have been hearing people who are younger than me talk about life regrets. And I think, well, shoot, don't we all? But that same energy that you're using to replay the past, that energy could be better spent on building the life that you actually want. Because the past is just that. You know what happens when we drive, always looking in the rearview mirror? Like that's a surefire way to have a wreck. And so, as I was listening to multiple people younger than me say this in different circumstances and different places, it just occurred to me that even people who are not middle age and midlife still spend a lot of time in regret. And I want some of you who are on the stream this morning to just share some of your thoughts, some of your insights, and how, if you were in that kind of place, how did you pull yourself out of that? How did you start focusing all of your energy on the future instead of the past? Because I know there's some wisdom out there, so I'm just waiting for y'all to drop it in. Tangle Silver says she stopped checking boxes at 51 and she realized that we were not born afraid of aging, but taught it from a child. Oh, that's true. That's true. We weren't born knowing that aging was a bad thing. We were taught that from a child. That is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that transparency. And it's such a simple concept, but it is so difficult for us to erase all the messages that we've been hearing. So thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is great. Oh, no, 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 no. I understood. I totally understood what you were saying. Absolutely. We were taught that from childhood. Good morning. Good morning. This morning, if you're just joining us, we're talking about today's topic. Are you living the life you want or just checking the boxes? And if you have hit that midlife reset button, what was it for you? I will say, even when I hit the midlife reset button, it wasn't out of a place of regret that I wasn't fulfilled in what I was doing. It was more of, what's the worst that could happen if I take this chance, if I take this leap of faith? And for me, it was to become an entrepreneur, but it could be a lot of different pivots. It could be a lot of different leaps of faith. And for me, it was I did not want to have the regret. I didn't want to have the what if I hadn't done that thing? What if I hadn't bet on myself? What if I hadn't taken a chance? So it was not wanting to have the regret that pushed me to do something incredibly scary, the big, hairy, audacious goal. Is this light okay? I feel like it's really dark in here. So that's what it was for me. It was the fear of having regret. But I'd love to know, what was it for you guys? Nadella says, every day is a blessing. So I am making the best of every day. My age is a blessing, not a boundary. And there are no limitations on what I believe is possible. No regrets. I love that because when you come into it, like, I don't have any limitations, then you open yourself up to literally everything, even things that you did not even imagine. And now I'm just speaking from personal experience. I opened myself up to things that were beyond my own imagination because I had never thought that far ahead of what the journey could look like. But you have to put yourself out there. And that does involve being vulnerable. But I love, the fact that I love that there are no limitations. I absolutely love that. And by the way, if you like that phrase, my age is a blessing, not a boundary, go to nidella.com and you can buy the t-shirt, the sweatshirt, and all the things. Okay, good morning. Now here comes the wisdom. Good morning. Good morning. I love this. She's 90% living the life. So much happens that are out of control sometimes, especially, absolutely, absolutely, when it comes to family and caretaking for older parents. Yes. Checking boxes within my career caused stress. Yeah. And clearly, we understand, as the new phrase is lifing, right? It's not a question of can you be 100% focused on your goal 100% of the time? Absolutely not. If you recall last week, when I asked Kenzel, how she balanced being the mother of 3 young boys under 8 with being a CEO of a startup. And she said, some days I'm super mom and some days I'm the CEO. And it's just the idea of you don't have to do we can have it all, just not all at the same time sometimes. And so I thank you for highlighting the fact that this conversation isn't about whether you're grinding at something 100%. It's just about, are you working towards that thing as opposed to just being satisfied? And say, if you're at a place where the checking the boxes is 100% satisfying for you, then I think that's amazing. Life does not always have to be about a grind or in pursuit of a goal. Sometimes the goal is to stop being in pursuit, if that makes sense. Because that's frankly one of my goals. All About Food says, I wish I had known what I know today. Yeah, something I would do differently, but that I'm very aware of the challenges I have faced has molded me. Yes, yes, molded me into the woman I am today. So no regrets. Absolutely. Absolutely. To make a exercise analogy, the way you actually build muscles, for instance, when you're doing any kind of resistance training or weight training, the way you actually build muscle is when you're working out and you're using any weight that you're not accustomed to. What that does is create these little micro tears in your muscles. They're not damaging, but as your muscle rebuilds itself, it rebuilds itself stronger, which is why the consistency is important. But you don't get that stronger muscle without those teeny little micro tears that take place when you're working out. And sometimes life is like that. Not that we look for trauma to make us stronger, but when life is just lifing, we do have a choice of how we want to react to the things that are happening to us. So that is that's excellent. Thank you. Shauna says, make the most of each day. Tomorrow is not promised, and living with regret is terrible. Absolutely. And it is such a terrible waste of the amazing energy that we have. And I'll be transparent. I told you guys some things had happened that kind of kept pushing this topic forward for me. So a couple of weeks ago, a high school classmate passed. We have someone that I went to a very small high school. And so a lot of those people are still in New Orleans. And we have someone who, I just bless her heart. I love her for this. Like, she sends emails out and she keeps people updated about what's going on. Not always bad news, but the thing about this particular notice was that this classmate and I had reconnected on social media a few years ago. As you know, with social media, if you have any degree of 6 degrees of separation, eventually social media is going to put you in that person's ecosystem. And so he just I showed up in his feed about, I would say 3 years ago. And so we would just share comments on Instagram. That's literally it. He would comment on, posts that I would make, whatever. And he had just commented on a post that I had made about Essence Festival. And literally 3 days later, I got that email and I just thought, that's crazy. We were just chatting on Instagram together. And then I got that email and I just thought, sometimes things like that just take your breath away and you realize how fragile life can be. And so that same Friday, we had talked about, not being too old and living your best life. Too old for what? Acting your age. And I just thought, I don't even consider myself old, and so my high school classmates are also not old. And to get something like that so unexpected, it literally just took my breath away. And so and then hearing younger people talk about regret, and it just made me want to revisit this again and really encourage us to not just understand the fragility of life, but to embrace each day with gusto. And if there are things that you want to do, then do it. And if you're just living on autopilot, checking boxes, sis, live your best life. Live your best life. Good morning, Marcia and Brenda. Good morning. If you are just hopping on, today's topic is, are you living the life you want? Are you just checking boxes? Because I want for us to continue to pull back this idea of, it being too late or you being too old. We have all acquired all of this wisdom at this stage in life, and what a waste to live it in regret. So what I really want you guys to tell me is, when you hit that reset button, what was it for you? What did it for you? Earlier, Tangle Silver said, it was so interesting because she said, we are taught from a very early age that aging, getting old is bad. And so for her, she said she hit that reset button at 51 because she realized that she was playing a message in her head that someone else had been feeding her ever since she was a child. And so one of the things she didn't say, and I will tell you, follow Tangle Silver magazine. She created a magazine and it's called Tangle Silver, but it's really not just about women with silver or gray hair. It's really about embracing this beautiful stage of our lives and living with 100% authenticity. And she really felt like the media does not do us justice in that way. And so she literally created a magazine. someone with no, magazine publishing experience, and it is a beautiful publication. She has digital and print versions. So if you are not following Tangle Silver, if you're not familiar with it, please go and check her out. And that's just the power of the wisdom that you have accumulated through all of these years. When you get to that point in life and you realize some of the messages that I have been replaying in my head are in fact lies, then you can write your own narrative. And that's exactly what she did by creating that magazine. So I'm going to toot her horn for her because she did it. Nidella, absolutely. Remember when I said my age is a blessing, not a boundary? Nidella created a line of t-shirts and sweatshirts. I'm going to put that in the chat so you can at nidella.com for inspirational tees and sweatshirts. So I just put that in the, like, I do have my contacts on, y'all. So Nidella has amazing inspirational t-shirts and sweatshirts. Good morning, good morning. Well, you know what? Brenda says, not exactly. There's still some things I want to do and plan on doing them. Absolutely. Let me tell you something, Brenda. My mother is in her mid 80s. And if you saw her to-do list and stuff, especially from a business perspective, you would not think that was the to-do list of a mid 80-year-old. So continuing to have goals and aspirations, those things have no expiration date. And I tell you, when my mother retired in her 60s, I remember my brother and sister and I were just like, oh, we were so excited for her. And we wanted her to basically sit back, relax, cross her legs, and be a lady of leisure. And she did the exact opposite. She started doing things, starting businesses. She worked again. And after a while, I mean, at first we were irritated because we felt like she had earned the rest. But what I eventually came to understand was that she understood that if I stop living, then I'll stop living. And that the key to longevity was to truly keep living, keep dreaming, keep doing new, different things. And so honestly, she is my inspiration, and probably why at 57, I took the big leap of faith from leaving a stressful, but as some would probably say, relatively comfortable job to just take a bet on myself. So continuing to have goals and aspirations, that's great, because that means you realize there's still so much more life left to live. So that, I think that's wonderful. That's not a bad thing. Yaya Roth says, I think we are so conditioned from early on to be careful what you do, wear, or say, because people will judge you. Yes, especially women. So I feel that with our age tells us, let them talk. Oh, okay. She's like, let them talk anyway. I'm going to live my life. Live your life. Okay, right. You're right, especially with girls. It's just like, be careful what you wear, because you don't want someone to perceive you in the wrong way. Especially, yes, absolutely, girls hear that all the time, and very much a part of how we're indoctrinated. And Yaya Yoff is saying they're going to talk anyway, so wear what you want. I completely agree with that. And if you have, oh, I'm just telling the truth, Tangle Silver. I'm just telling the truth. I completely agree with that. And I feel like we have earned the right to walk in our authenticity and earn the right to wear whatever it is you want to wear. I've been very transparent that I'm far more adventurous, both in color choices and in style. of clothing now at 65 than I ever was. I was not someone who wore bright colors. I wore color, but it was very muted. Honey, now I'm wearing the neons. I'm doing all the things. Doing all the things. Absolutely. I commend your mother for having a to-do list. Girl, she does. She does. She does. And she will call me or whomever when she needs help with something. I told her last week, don't put another app on your phone. She got more apps than me. Girl, she does. When I tell you she does the most, everybody who knows her will be like, yes, she does the most. But she is an inspiration to all of us. Shauna says, sometimes we're overly cautious to do anything, and then we end up doing nothing. Yes. What is that? Paralysis by analysis? Yes. And I'll be honest, you kind of were knocking on my door as it relates to certain things for that. Yes, absolutely. And that's why I love this community. I told you guys early on in this conversation, I came with the topic, but I know y'all were going to come with the answers, with the inspiration, and with the encouragement. Because while there are people who are tuning in, who have the answers and are doing all the things, some of us are not. And we come looking for inspiration. And sometimes you just need to see somebody else do it. That doesn't just work for children. This concept, like if I see it, I can believe it, and then I know I can do it. That doesn't just work for children. That's true for us as well. If you see a 50-year-old doing something, you see a 60, 70, 80-year-old doing something, then you feel like, oh, I can do that too. Or I can do the thing that I've wanted to do. It's actually not too late. So representation matters at every single stage and every single age in life. And I want you guys to know, like, y'all are amazing, and you are the representation for many people, and you don't even know it. You really don't. So I appreciate y'all coming on every Friday morning and being transparent enough to not just share the struggles and the challenges, but share the wisdom, because I trust and believe somebody else is going to get something out of this. So I appreciate that so much. Tangle Silver, does she have a YouTube channel? She's starting a YouTube channel, but there is a Tangle Silver podcast that I believe is on Shopify. And I was on it a few weeks ago. I just haven't uploaded it to my links. But if you go to Tangle Silver Magazine on Instagram, literally at Tangle Silver Magazine, it will have all of the links to everything. And she has amazing interviews with, all of a sudden the light got good. So I apologize for however it might have been looking before, because sometimes what I see on the monitor is not what ends up on the final product when I look at it on TV. But so she's working on putting all of the podcasts on YouTube, but the podcasts are up, I'm pretty sure, on Spotify. Are you still on, Tangle Silver? Oh, Nidella says she's been following Tangle Silver and they connected the other day. She's good people, good people. And she is an amazing resource for midlife entrepreneurs as well. So yes, if you're not following her, follow her. But Tangle Silver, if you're still on, can you let me know if your podcasts are on Spotify and Apple? But either way, go to her Instagram page and all the links will be there. So back to the topic, Brenda says, I don't know if some of us become intimidated as far as age and things, but we should not limit ourselves. I do think so. And I think some of it is the messaging that we've been given as children. especially girls, especially the messaging that we've been given about aging. And then I also believe I know the media and frankly the beauty industry plays into that a lot, because billions of dollars are made by making us feel bad about ourselves. You need this, and that. Yes, we do need quality products, absolutely, but we need quality products that support us embracing our own version of beauty, quality products that help us be our best self at every stage of life. What we don't need are brands telling us we need something to fix us. That is the key difference. That's the key difference. So it comes from a lot of different angles, Brenda. It's not just one thing. But I love that Nidella said, she does not put any limitations on what she can do. And she did that after she retired from her corporate job. And she decided no limitations, no walls. The sky is literally the limit. And when you put yourself in that mindset, that's when you open the door to so many possibilities. Absolutely. Marcia, thanks for dropping in. And for this wisdom, many challenges, focus more on walking with God for divine solutions to these challenges. Absolutely. Because, that's just a part of life, right? Challenges are a part of life. But one of the things, I've said is that it's not that the challenges stop, it's just that we become stronger. We become more equipped at dealing with them. But that's just part of life. I'd rather have the living with the challenges than the not living at all. And so I really believe it's all in our mindset. And while having a good memory is important, because you got to remind yourself, like, remember that thing that I thought was so insurmountable. Remember that challenge, that circumstance, that situation that I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to get through that. And then you get to the other side and you don't even think about it anymore because it's over with and it's done. And so when the next challenge comes, the next, time to pivot, then you got to remember, oh yeah, remember that time? Oh yeah, I did overcome that. I was able to sustain that. These are the things I learned from that. No failures, just lessons. I think Nelson Mandela said that. So absolutely, the challenges are just going to come, but we just have to become stronger and remind ourselves of all the other things we have overcome, because we have short memories. When it comes to ourselves, we have very short memories. We'll remember all the bad stuff, but the good stuff that we overcame, like, use that for your internal fortitude. Use that for your muscle for the next challenge, for the next marathon. This is great, y'all. Oh, okay. Thanks for sharing. Not on. Okay, so clarification on Tangle Silver. She's not. They are on the podcast that she records. They actually are on YouTube. Okay. So the interview that we had, I was calling it a podcast. It was an interview. Either way, she's good people and you should connect with her. You should definitely follow. Absolutely. Y'all, thank you. This is such great. I just can't tell you guys how much I appreciate you sharing and being transparent, because this isn't the fashion talk. This isn't, what are we wearing that's cute this summer. It's not, it's not heavy, but I appreciate the fact that you guys allow this platform to be something that we can talk about a variety of things, including the fashion and being cute. But I think this is equally as important, because it's so important to me that women at this stage in life realize, like, honey, The best can be, the best is yet to come. And it is all in how we embrace this stage of life. We have so much wisdom, so much life experience. I call it our toolbox. And we can use that toolbox to build whatever we want to, even in the midst of just lifing and challenges. Yes, we all have them. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Exactly, Annette. So if you guys are just joining us, good morning, happy Friday. You know, all of the episodes are uploaded on YouTube, so don't worry if you just hopped on, you can watch the whole replay. This morning's topic is, are you living the life you want, or are you just checking boxes? And if you have made that midlife pivot, what did you do? And when did you know it was time to hit the reset button? So we've got amazing women that have been sharing all morning. I greatly appreciate it. And I just love this community for it. Wait, what's going on? Oh, wait. You broke your thumb. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I was seeing a lot of feel better, get better, feel, and I was like, wait, what happened? Okay, Annette had a little accident. She broke her thumb and her wrist. And she said she waited until she was 65 to break something. So I had to put that up because that's funny. But so everybody's shout out for well wishes. Annette, take care of yourself. Follow the doctor's instructions. Because sometimes women, we just want to gut through it. We just want to push through it because the things got to get done. Sis, relax, take care, put your feet up, let those bones mend, and do what the doctor tells you to do. If there's some PT involved afterwards, go to your PT, because I promise you it will help aid the recovery. PT, OT, with all the T's they want you to do it. But please feel better and take care of yourself. Okay. Good morning, Veronica. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Sister Girl says, oh, okay. I started reading one comment and clicked on another. So, Brenda, thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed last week's conversation with Kenzel. I'm so happy for the feedback you guys have given me, and we definitely going to be doing more of those. And I am going to let her know that you are already 1 week later drinking 3 keys. I am definitely going to screenshot this and send it to her. That's what I got right now, girl. I did French press this morning. French press, she's a lot of work, but she's worth it. But thank you so much. I appreciate you supporting 3 Keys, and I am going to share this with her. Good morning. Yeah, we're sending those healing vibes to the ATL for you, Annette. Sister Girl Chronicle says she's had to learn to follow some passions, even if it meant doing it scared and doing it messy. Oh, the doing it scared. Yeah. And not just one time. Doing it scared and doing it messy. Because here's the thing, perfection is the enemy of progress. And like, I have a little note in my office that is for me. You got to do it scared, and you got to don't let perfection be the enemy of progress. That's good. That's good. Absolutely. Because we perfectionists. Ooh. And it's not a bad thing, because it just means you have a mind for excellence. So I never want, I don't ever want to put someone down for being a perfectionist. I think that is a good trait. but we can't let ourselves be paralyzed by it and just not make any progress at all. Sometimes you got to learn on the run, because you don't even know what you don't know. And so learning on the run is just a thing. And you're building that muscle as you go. You're building that muscle as you go. Absolutely. So someone had a question. So Vanita has a question. Vernita has a question. Good morning. Happy Friday. If anyone is in Los Angeles and can refer me to a hairstylist that knows how to take care of silver hair, please let her know. So, okay. And I'm going to check around as well. I do know a few people who are in the LA area, some social influencers, and I will check to see if who they recommend, because absolutely a lot of stylists still are trying to color our hair, for the record, and are still using products that are not good for our hair because they use the same products on everyone. Some of them are still using these purple shampoos, and so we have there are many Maison 276 customers who buy the three-step system and they take it to the salon with them. And then we have many stylists who buy the three-step system and use that exclusively on their silver, gray, and blonde customers. So you definitely can take the product to your hairstylist. That's what I would highly recommend. And stylists love it, which is how we've gotten so many stylists to be customers, because we've had Maison 276 customers buy it and bring it to the stylist. So that's definitely an option for you. But I will check around and see what we can find in the LA area. Oh, okay. Gray Blending has contacts if she's not in LA. Okay. I will, where's my little notepad? Write that down. And the stylist community is a pretty tight community. So I will reach out to a couple of stylists as well. Absolutely. Oh, Gray Blending just joined. Well, Gray Blending, we have, I don't know if you're a stylist or not, but we have someone who is looking for a stylist in the Los Angeles area that knows how to take care of silver hair properly. Thank you, Brenda. Woohoo. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Tag us when you post a picture so we can share it. Okay, guys. Now that Oh, she's in San Diego. Okay, so Gray Blending is in San Diego. If you have a stylist that you are several in the LA area, if you can just put that in the DMs for me, the Instagram, the DMs on IG, then I can share that, not only with Brenda, but I can just share that in general, because we have a lot of viewers that watch the live on replay. So that could benefit someone else as well. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, there was one other piece of information that I wanted to share with you. A few weeks ago, someone asked about a travel group for middle-aged women, and I'm looking for it in here. I know you sent it to me, Carrie. I'm sorry, Casey. Okay, here it is. So a few weeks ago, someone asked about a travel group for specifically for our community. And as it happens, Sister Girl Chronicles, Casey is actually, that is her new entrepreneurial venture. And so she sent me the information. I'm about to put it in the chat. And travel club, it is. Okay. Sistergirl.com. Okay. So I just posted that. This is Casey's company. Her first trip, an upcoming trip to Costa Rica. So if you go to her website, you'll see upcoming travels and adventures. An amazing Costa Rica. If you guys remember, about 3 weeks ago, we were chatting, and she was in the chat, and she was like, "Oh, I'm at the eye doctor now," and we were like, "What? You've been all in the in the conversation in the chat while at the eye doctor?" I was like, my eye doctor would put me out. So you guys, check out sistergirl.com for upcoming travel. But the next, I think this is the first trip, is going to be Costa Rica, which is gorgeous. And that is going to be in 2026. Is that correct, Casey? I think so. But that's where you can find it. As okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Oh, thank you. Okay. All right. Thanks, Gray Blending. She gave me another Instagram account that has a gray friendly salon finder. Awesome. 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 Thank you. I appreciate this so much. So I will share this out to the whole community. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. This has been, yes, the Costa Rica trip is in 2026. So y'all got time to get your coins. Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I know this wasn't one of those, oh, cute, we're wearing, what are we wearing today? Fashion conversations, but it's much needed because we all need encouraging. We need to be inspired. And I appreciate those of you who have made midlife pivots, who have taken those leaps of faith, whether it's, starting an inspirational t-shirt company or starting a travel company or starting a magazine. Like, these are all being started by women over 50, women after who had retired from previous careers. So it is literally never too late as long as you have breath in your body. So thank you guys so much. If you watch this on replay, please let me know your thoughts. Let me know what other topics you guys want to talk about in the coming weeks. We're working on some more Coffee with Angel live interviews, so super excited about that. And some activations coming up in the next month. So there's a lot going on, but I appreciate you guys taking time out to hang out with me every Friday, hang out with the community. I just provide the platform. You guys provide the inspiration and the conversation. So thank you so much. Oh, sister girl, they're literally looking up the website right now in the middle of, while we're wrapping it up. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Have an amazing weekend, and I will see you next time on Coffee with Angel. Also, as a reminder, don't forget to subscribe to the Maison Lo-Fi Lounge, the new bumper music that you hear. That is our new theme song that I created. But the Maison Lo-Fi Lounge is a lo-fi music channel, all instrumental, all for you to relax. It's music you can study to, chant, journal, just have in the background, wind down, all music created with you in mind. So thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for subscribing. I forgot to put it in the chat. I am having fun creating the music. But it's a nice project for me to, when I need to pivot, just like give my brain a break, then I create a playlist. So that's kind of like my break. And just so you guys know, I am always listening to you. Also, 3 weeks ago, you guys asked about my toning routine. So on Sunday, I'll drop the first episode of Fitness Over 50, 60, 70, and Beyond. And it will be 5 steps to get your fitness journey started or rebooted, but it's going to be multiple episodes. I'm not going to try to squeeze it all into one vlog, but episode 1 of Fitness Over 50, 60, 70, and Beyond will drop on Sunday. So, okay, now, thank you guys so much. Have an amazing day, and listen and enjoy our bumper music, which I entitled Cafe Latte, even though I drink cafe au laits. But have a great weekend, y'all. Bye.